Hello all, welcome to our channel, where we bring you the most entertaining, intriguing, and thought-provoking tales from the vast world of Reddit. Today we are going to dive deep into 3 stories. So let's begin. Story number 1. Am I the A-word for not forgiving my brother for sleeping with my girlfriend? Update. First off, before I start with the update, I just want to thank the people who responded to my post. Though some of you were very intent with me getting back at my brother with violence and to cut him off, I know your hearts were in the right place. But I do want to clear some stuff up. I wasn't trying to paint my parents as the bad guy in my last post. They actually forgave him a couple years before they even announced C was pregnant. I also believe that nothing would have came from me beating my brother into a pulp besides me probably going to jail and causing rifts in the family. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the update. I sat my mom and dad down with my brother in my parents' living room and finally told all of them how I felt. I told them that what my brother did was unforgivable. Not the type of unforgivable that means I'll hate him for the rest of my life, but the type of unforgivable that means that I want utterly nothing to do with him because I don't want a relationship with someone who could sleep with a friend's girlfriend behind his back, much less his brother. That's not the type of person I want to be around. My brother tried to make a rebuttal by saying that he changed and would never do it again. He said it like he didn't marry and have the child of the girl I told him I wanted to marry. I then asked my parents how they were able to forgive him, and they said that they were really disappointed in him for a while, but when he got saved and started preaching they forgave him since he turned a new leaf. I then asked if they would still forgive him if they were in the same position as me, and they said that they would have forgiven him eventually, which I don't believe at all. Anyway, we just went back and forth for a while until my brother said that I shouldn't be holding grudges. I then told him that he shouldn't be sleeping with other people's girlfriends. He then looked at the ground and started to cry. My mom said that what I said is too harsh since he had already repented for his sins. I then gave them the ultimatum most of you told me to do. That they could either accept the fact I want nothing to do with him and move on, or I would cut them off along with him and his family. My dad then said that I would die with regret if I don't forgive my brother. I then asked if that was their final answer, and my mom said fine. She said they will come to terms with me not wanting to be in my brother's life. I then asked my dad if that was how he felt too, and he said yeah. I then thanked them for their time, looked at my brother and told him that no matter what he does, there is nothing that he could get me to spend time with him, and told him to have a good life. I then walked out and drove to get some in and out and went to bed. That whole conversation was really mentally and physically draining, so I basically passed out a couple seconds after hitting my bed. The next day, today, I decided to download some dating apps to try dating again to really move on from this whole situation. So now, let's move forward to story number 2. Am I the A-word for telling my wife that I will divorce her if she puts any more makeup on? Throw away because my friends have my mane. I know from the title AITA, but please give me a moment. I just don't know how else to put it. I, 28M, have known my wife, 26F, for 10 years, together 8 and married for 5. My wife is a truly beautiful woman. She is naturally beautiful, not a blemish in sight. I do mean it in every sense of those words, that she doesn't need any makeup. My problem is not the makeup itself, but what it is doing to her. She has a rare skin disease, where she basically can't use any products on her skin, even some lotions. It causes her skin to break out into a rash, and her body, everywhere she put the makeup or lotion, starts to swell up after some time. Basically put, it looks like an allergic reaction, but isn't an allergic reaction according to the doctors. Even though it's not an allergic reaction, the doctors has told her not to use any products until they can determine what is the cause, because it is affecting her health. She has had this problem since she was a child. It's nothing new to her. In the last year I had to rush her to the hospital 13 times because she keeps putting on the damn products, especially makeup. I don't care about the money, but I'm almost 40k out of pocket because of these hospital visits. My wife has gone to a shrink therapist, and we have gone for counseling as well. There is nothing mentally wrong with my wife according to the professional. Her only reason as to why she keeps putting the crap on is that she likes how it feels and looks. I do get it in some sense, but it's affecting her health and again she doesn't need it. I have thrown out everything before but she just goes and buys more. I can't take away her money or revoke access to my account because she uses her own money that she uses. Last Thursday was the worst I have ever seen. I came home from work and she was sleeping on the couch. Her face was swollen almost double its size. I called an ambulance and she was rushed to the hospital. Again she treated it as if everything is fine but I'm done. I can't keep doing this. I know I suck for it, but I told her if she ever puts on makeup again before we know what is going on I will divorce her. I do love her with everything I have, but I can't just keep watching her kill herself. The doctor have told her it is affecting her health and she has only been lucky so far that the swelling hasn't clogged or severely damaged something. She is absolutely completely angry with me and hasn't spoken to me since. She has gotten our families and friend involved and although they do understand my point, they still say AITA. My post might be a bit scrambled and I do apologize. I leave it to you, AITA, for threatening to divorce her if she uses makeup again. Advice will also be appreciated, if you have any. Edit. Please inform me if this is the right place to get advice or do I have to post somewhere else. I am new to Reddit and still learning. So now, let's move forward to story number 3. Am I the A-word for not letting my boyfriend be signed onto our house? I, F25, and my boyfriend, M33, have been together for 6 years and have a child together who's 3. We made the decision about a year into our relationship that we didn't feel the need to do the big wedding thing or even go to the courthouse. We said our vows over a pizza, sitting on the couch in our PJs and have considered ourselves married ever since. We've been renters our whole relationship and had made the decision about 2 years ago that we wanted to purchase our first house. We talked extensively about what we needed to do financially to get to the point we could buy a house and what we really wanted our budget to be. We both needed to work on our credit, so that was the first step, and then we agreed to save about $15,000 each for a down payment. We also put down a timeline. We do keep our finances completely separate as we both have financial trauma and that's just what works for us. Well, fast forward to about a month ago we were looking at houses online because our timeline was nearly up and based on what we agreed upon, we should have both been in a place where our credit scores were pretty good and we'd have a down payment saved. We found the perfect house. I mean, it checked off everything on our list, including the maybe more obscure things we figured we wouldn't find. And the best part was that it was about $80,000 below our budget. I knew that I was personally about $1,000 away from that $15,000 I agreed to save, but figured it would be okay as the house was less than our initial budget and I could get paid again really soon and use most of my paycheck to catch up. I let my boyfriend know this and he said that was complete fine. Well, I go ahead and call our bank and let them know we are going to be first-time home buyers and don't really know what the process is, but we've worked hard and found a house we're very excited about. I told my boyfriend I had called the bank and we had an appointment scheduled and he lost his mind. I was so confused because I thought we were ready and had found the house of our dreams, and that's when he tells me that he only had about $3,000 saved and that he hasn't done any work on his credit. I was floored and angry and so disappointed. We spent about a week not talking to each other when I decided I was going to try and get this house anyways, as I had worked extremely hard and the chances of a house like this popping up again were slim to none. I went to my appointment with the bank and got approved for the first-time homeowner loan because my credit score was just high enough. I went through the whole process without telling my boyfriend and surprised him with the keys in a little gift box. At first he was very excited and then asked me how I managed to get this house without him. I told him about the loan for first-time homeowners and he asked how his name is on the house if he didn't sign anything. I told him his name wasn't on the house as he hadn't done any work to be able to get this house, but that I had already thought up something that I thought was fair. Basically, he needed to save up $15,000 like I had and make a big house payment, and then I would add his name on. Well, that I guess was absolute not okay, as he started screaming at me about how we were committed to each other and that yes, he screwed up and was sorry, but that as his life partner sometimes we need to cover for each other, and that I shouldn't be punishing him like this. That he won't even be able to see it as his home because his name isn't on it, and it will always be tainted by this if I don't add him right now. I told him absolutely not, because we have to work for things we want in life, and I don't think it's fair that I did all the work while he was essentially lied to me for 2 years. Now he's refusing to move in. AITA? That's all for today, folks. Comment below your thoughts and subscribe for daily stories. See you tomorrow.